in show business puts you and who you are up front. And you put your soul on paper. You don't know whether people are going to laugh at you or what they're going to do. Show business is actually quite terrifying. And you have to get over that terror to be believed. My family would have died if I had become a manager. They would have shunned me. They would have sent me to China. But to be a director or to write, which I love to do, and it was fine. But an actress, they would have just said, really? We had many wonderful friends who were actresses, but it's just so tough. You make it to age, 28, and then you're too old to be anything, and it's just the toughest thing in the world. For a woman, men go on. They become Cary Grants, but not women.
Cigarette?
No, thank you. Oh, he loved women. He said women will give you their hearts. They will work overtime. They will do everything. He loved working with women. I'll show you my favorite picture of him and me. I think I was 12, and we are in the corridor of...
Would you say you come from a family of strong-willed women?
Oh, yes. Well, certainly Beatrice was one. She kept tabs on what her son was doing, and it made her tell him in case he was going in the wrong direction. And then he had, mother was his daughter, his first child, and she was strong-willed, and his right-hand man. Well, that's my mother, who he hired to do that, but of course he wasn't paying her. And I think right after this picture, she said, "Father, you pay all the other actresses, so I have to be paid too." And so he paid. Yes. And then I came along, and we really hit it off. When I went to university, I wanted to be an astronomer because I just was in other science and theoretical physics and all that. But that's where my whole family went. They went to science, history, everything. All the conversations at dinner were historical, but we never gossiped about Depot. Well, we did, but not at the dining room table. He took me everywhere. When I could dress myself, he never went alone. He took me everywhere. He never would leave me, raised me, he and his wife, Constance, and we had a very close relationship. Well, I guess I am kind of an art director at heart, but I know film so well because I've grown up in it since I was born. And I love every segment of it. Oh, on Grandfather's Knee, I developed an insight. We were very close. I was the closest, aside from my mother, to him that anybody in the family was. He had a sister that he loved. And he kept her picture in his spot. I always thought it was me. We were dead ringers. And she died when she was 5. And when I popped out, Grandfather just stood, this little redhead that looked just like his sister, and just took me in. And then I decided that it was a lot more fun to live there. I mean, the cook was like my mother, and the housekeeper like my aunt. I mean, they raised me. So it was a lot more fun to be there than living down the road. You were expected to be a lady at all times. You were expected to be nice to the help, but I was raised by the help, so I not only was nice to them, I loved them. And never to think of yourself as better than anybody else because you were fortunate. Those were the rules. When he made the 10 Commandments, he gave 10% of his own personal earnings to the people that worked for him. Not the actors, but the guy that swept the floor. My job as the foundation director is to see the money goes where he would have liked it to go. Should go into the art of motion picturing. When I first was on the board of Chapman, I went to see the film. They had a film department, and they had this little stage, and he had an office that wasn't big enough to hold his desk. Bob Bassett was his name, wonderful guy. And I said, this won't do. With the help of me and some others, we built that beautiful film school there. When I gave them all, I went around, it took me 3 years to collect all that art. All that art is original motion picture art like this is.
Cece, in the years when I was building the film school at Chapman University, I was truly fortunate to meet you. You played a major role in creating what is now ranked as the #4 film school in the country. Time and again, I was inspired by your reach and your commitment to both the past and the future of the entertainment industry. You made such a difference Knowing film history is critical for film students. You brought that philosophy to life by installing an invaluable collection of more than 150 pieces of movie art in our film school building.
Hi, CC. I want to send deep congratulations from the Academy for your Women's Image Award. You and your family have been such leaders in the film and philanthropic communities for decades and decades. And we are all so deeply grateful for your incredible partnership and support. We're also so proud that our Academy Museum Founders Room bears your family's name, and we could not be more delighted with the items from your family's archive that are now part of the Academy collection. This is truly our film history. Congratulations again, and sending you all the best from the Academy.